Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It is Wednesday, August 27th, and it's probably been 2 weeks since I picked up the camera. It's been busy. So we finished up small grain harvest. That's the last video that I posted, was the end of spring wheat harvest. It was muddy. It took us 3 weeks. In between there, we did some stubble burn down. We had a bunch of rain delays, shop work, finished up strip till bar, some of this stuff, odds and ends. Last week, the 19th through the 21st was the Dakota Fest Farm Show in Mitchell. So spent 3 days down there as an exhibitor for Agland Technologies. This week, been doing some follow-ups on that. Installed a GPS system yesterday. Got a guy coming tomorrow to demo the 4440 to make sure that he really wants to buy one. So that's pretty cool. Other sales, other opportunities came about from that. Very glad that I went. It was good for networking. So this week we've been getting combines ready for soybeans, swapping out concaves, some light tillage work. Come here. Get over here. Some light tillage work on the wheat stubble that we rutted up really bad. Trying to figure out what to do with that mess. Worked on the disc a little bit. That's what I'm trying to use, but the disc is wore out. We don't use it much, so we don't do a lot of tillage. We don't have nice tillage tools, so we're just trying to figure out what to do with, make do with what we got. Trying to clean up some ruts. Today we're gonna haul some gravel, do some dirt work, some other odds and ends things, and I might end up jumping back on the disc. The dew is really heavy this morning, so, and the ground just ain't quite fit for doing tillage. It's pretty slabby, so we're just kind of making a mess out of it. But I'm gonna bring you along today. We're gonna haul some gravel. We're gonna do some dirt work. We're gonna finish up a project that we started like 2.5 years ago in this yard and finally get some gravel on it. So we're gonna go from there. Well, here's the old unit. We've had this gravel trailer a really long time. So there's only one tire I really worry about. This one. The rest of them are probably okay. The neighbor's been using it, so I would assume they're probably good. Yeah, these ones are all fine. So I think 2 years ago I went out to Wyoming and did a little trading. This one had split rims on it, and I gathered up a bunch of non-splitters, just a bunch of 11R, or wait, maybe they're, what are they? 11R 22.5, yeah, that's what they were. And I traded a guy, Oakley, out in Wyoming, I think 3 or 4 split rims for 4 non-splitters, because his feed truck had split rims, so he wanted his all the same. And then I think I needed 3 more to make this a complete set of non-split rims. So that's pretty cool. Then we can swap junk tires out on it. So any like wore out steer tires or like half-ass wore out drive tires, I just been throwing on this trailer. Hence the mismatched set, but must have blew a few more maybe? I don't know. No, maybe we put that on. I had 7 of these ones on there, but I see we're down to not that many, so I don't know. Hopefully this one makes it. Playing with fire. We're playing with fire. All right, we're gonna pull up to the shop, grab my coffee, and then we'll head to the gravel pit.
Don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out. Because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style. Like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under. Plus, just what you need for fall. Like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale starts tomorrow. Savings of already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
See, I got a set of duals that are wobbling a little bit. I don't know if them spacers are out of whack. Something ain't right back there. But we're gonna just send it, see what happens. A lot of people think South Dakota's pretty flat, but it's really not that flat up here. It's not mountainous by any means, but it's no central Illinois, I'll tell you that. Hills and coulees, potholes, all the potholes. So we're actually going to a pit that was closed for a while. Another guy had it, and we used to get gravel out of here. And then he closed it. He went different routes. Pursued a different career path, and now another guy's got this thing open. So it's kind of self-serve. What's the word I'm looking for? Self-serve, and on the honor system, you got to keep track of your loads as you're coming out of here. So that's probably something that doesn't happen very many places anymore, where you actually can trust everybody, all your customers. So we're just fortunate enough to have this old clapped out gravel trailer. Not too scared to drag it this far anyway. So we were hauling out of another pit further northeast, and it's about 20 miles one way up there, and I think from here to the farm it's like 12. So we're shaving a good basically 20 miles off the round trip, which is nice. I was trying to get going early this morning, but I was having switch problems. I couldn't get my belly dump to dump. For some reason this truck just lost power to the switch sitting by the machine shed for no good reason. Oh, missed a gear. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tend to those duals when I get back. Try to fix them up a little bit. Get them running a little straighter so we don't chew the tread off the damn things. I don't know how I suppose something worked loose, or is working loose, and I think I'll be alright getting home. Just pay attention to it, so. Now don't let me miss my turn. Rolling. I think the soil over here gets a little lighter on east of the up here. What I'm trying to say, so it you can see the beans are already kind of turning in places on the gravel knobs. So these guys probably are going to have a super good crop, just because they got soil that drains a lot better, and we've had a lot of rain, and they always do really good when it rains a lot over here. So a lot of years in August, this late in August, this little field here is just all burnt up to a crisp, at least what I remember of it anyway. So any hooters, we'll see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into now. Looks like there's somebody else loading here. I don't know if it's one of Zach's guys or what it is, but see what we can figure out. I actually used to run the screener up here a little bit for the previous previous guy that had this pit, so somewhat familiar with it yet. Oh yeah, loading the old side dump. Okay, so we're here, we're at the pit. We're gonna see if we can figure out how to run this thing. Been a good while since I've run a payloader. Let's see what we can do. The old Kamatsu. All right, brake, park brake off. Okay, I don't know why it's beeping. I don't know. unload number 2. So far so good. Loading ourselves, just keeping track. 20-ton load. Not bad. $7 a ton, so $140 a load, pretty cheap. Keep the yard in good shape. We've had so much rain. The whole yard's just washed out terrible, so be good to get the shape back up. We do have rain coming Labor Day weekend, so this coming weekend. It is going to rain. I don't know, maybe an inch, they said. We'll see. Hopefully it misses us. It's been nice to just dry out. Try to keep drying out. You have reached your destination. So we're doing, we're working on quite a bit of this stuff. Skylar's running around with the Bobcat right now. Not quite sure where I want to dump this, but we kind of made a mess of that. Oh, see what we got going here. All right. So I got 2 loads of screened out of here. Now I'm gonna get me a load of like 2-inch rock. It's over in that other pile. I think you can see it. All right, here we go. I don't know why this thing is beeping at me. I got like a switch wrong. I don't know. I barely know how to use it. Look at me, I'm a heavy equipment operator. I don't know, that beeping is super annoying. I don't know what it means. Here we go. We're gonna see if we can do this. So I kind of thought I had this thing figured out pretty good, but I'm really not a very good payloader operator. I'm pretty rusty. Huh. I don't know. Oh, it's low on coolant. That's what's wrong. Well, it's not getting hot yet, so. I see down below it's got a little deal that tells you what's wrong with it. I'll let them know that it needs a little coolant. So long as it doesn't get hot. I should have brought my other camera and put it up there. rolling, rolling, rolling. Come on. Okay, there you have it. Get this load of rock back for Skylar. Maybe stop for dinner. Pick you up if something interesting happens. Alright, so we're trying to fix up some of this shit. Oh, this rock's in the way. Get this out of here. Oh, it's just heavy. Alright, so Skylar's gonna work on that a little bit. I'm gonna use some of these rocks around here. Should be good. See how the view looks, I guess, from here. Yeah, it's not bad. All right, so we're gonna try to make this look a little better. Okay, so the main objective here is this waterway. And with all the rain we've had, everything's really washed out so bad. So we've always needed to build this up a little more. You can see I gouged it a little bit, but I'm trying to get this built up. But the main objective is to fill this in with gravel and get this loop around the shed, the shop, done, because we have not, well, I don't know when Skylar and I did this, maybe last year, maybe 2 years ago now, I don't remember. But anyways, we're gonna gravel this and then probably gravel all the way up to the shop on the south side. We're getting enough vehicles around here. We need to make some kind of parking lot, so I don't know. The unfortunate part is we built the shop up way high, and then this Quonset just sits way down like the old yard level, you know? So it's hard to slope. That building's up, the machine shed's up, but this one is like just stuck in the ground. So we kind of been, that's a butterfly. So we kind of been, did you get him? Did you get him? I don't even remember what I was talking about now. Squirrel Brain 1 and Squirrel Brain 2 got distracted, so. Skylar's hauling gravel now. I'm running the blade. I got a little more experience on it, and it is a bit tricky it takes a little learning, so. He decided he wanted to haul gravel, and I'll do the blading, so. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're gonna fill the loop in, and then eventually someday this will go and the bins will hopefully go, and then we're gonna get all that cleaned up over there and open all this up some more. So always a work in progress, you know. You always got to try to make things a little better, even if it's just a little bit at a time. So that's what we're doing. Maybe. Something like that. Well, I think we got 2 loads out here now on this deal. So, I'm no mathematician or a magician or anything like that. I'm just eyeballing this. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be good. So obviously we're gonna haul a bunch more gravel in here. I don't know if you can tell there's a slope there. We'll try to get that level, get all this level, that way everything's the same or close to the same elevation. Try to slow down some of this runoff, and then that lets us, we can actually make a full loop around with trucks and stuff now. We needed to get this done a long time ago. But again, it's just one of those projects that gets put off, and then it rained 400 inches, and we finally had like, I think almost like 2 weeks we're gonna have without rain, which is awesome because we're finally drying out. It's gonna rain this weekend, but finally got dry enough to actually get some dirt work done, so that's been nice. Feel like you're actually accomplishing something again. So it was getting just a little bit depressing. I hope it doesn't rain until June of next year, but I can't control that. So that's what we're doing. Leveling gravel. King of the castle. Well, it is now August 28th, Thursday, and we are on day 2 of episode 1 of Grain Farmer Becomes Heavy Equipment Operator. we got a pretty good jag done yesterday. We need a lot more gravel. So this is all clay. We hauled clay in here last year. Or 2 years ago. I'm not sure how long ago it was now. But I'm gonna maybe blade this out quick. And then I got a fella coming to demo the GPS system in that 4440. He's coming from 2 hours away. Try it before he buys it. So I'm pretty excited about that. I did just install one on a 2388 combine on Tuesday. That was pretty awesome. Got that done. And yeah, I don't know. The August allergies have been a bugger. We've been busy. We've been pretty busy. So anyways, we're trying to get a bunch of this stuff done before it rains. That's what we're doing. I'm gonna hop on the tractor and pour piss with this blade for a little bit. I don't really remember if I had an after video or not, or a before video, excuse me. And I'm not really sure where I left off with this, but I don't know. And I don't know how many loads I got hauled in here now. 5 or 6 probably, but essentially, and I know I should have scraped the sod out and all this stuff, but there is good clay here that we packed in last year, so I'm not that worried about it. But we're gonna widen this to, I don't know, another 3-4 feet. You know, leave a little of the culvert hanging out. I dumped all these rocks in here. I'm no dirt guy, but I've done a few things. So we put that culvert in a few years ago, and it was washing really bad this year, and then all this has to be built up again because it's washed out. So trying to take the slope out, get it level, slope it a little so the water doesn't run so fast, and get this loop done. I feel like I talked about this, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. So I had a guy here this morning demoing auto steer unit in the 4440. So I've not gotten a lot of this stuff done yet, but I will. We're gonna get back to this. And then my seat sale, one of my seat salesmen's coming today. Here shortly, we're gonna go on a little crop tour and look at some cornfields. So that's what we're doing. Whenever Dylan gets out of class, he'll start hauling gravel, and we'll keep working on this too. Well, Trusty left me stranded, so the water pump went out of the payloader at the gravel pit that we're hauling from. And originally, we thought maybe it was just low on coolant. So I grabbed some coolant and headed up there, and this thing died. Then it started, then it died, then it started, then it died. So it'd run for a while and die. So then Dylan was up at the pit. He brought the truck home, grabbed the Ford, was coming to get me. And then the damn thing took off running again. And then I got like 4 miles from the shop and it died, and we hooked onto it and I smelled smoke, but I couldn't figure out what it was from. It was from this pickup. Wheat stubble in the exhaust started smoldering and we had a full-on fire, but thankfully I had 6 jugs of water in the back of that pickup we got to put out. So Dylan's packing the gravel down as good as we can with the Bobcat for now. So this is about as far as we got. Today I lost the whole morning, but we'll hopefully get going again maybe tomorrow, and we'll work on doing some of that. So we'll see what happens. It might be a 2-part video. I don't know. But the Bobcat does a pretty good job. The best thing is the water trailer. When it's loaded, it'll pack like nobody's business. So trying to make a parking lot and then make this loop yet. It's shaping up pretty good. It needs a ton more gravel, obviously, but there's not much we can do about that until they get their payloader going again. So that's what it'll be. Maybe this weekend we can haul some more loads. Maybe this will be the end of the video. If it is, be sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up.
Bolts of powder hid behind.
Well, we're back at it. We're on day 3 of this gravel hauling adventure. Trying to get something done here. They got the payloader fixed up, so we're gonna get some more gravel haul this afternoon, and maybe hopefully get part of a project finished. First load of the day. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully everything works. Well, here we go. Back on it. See if I can remember how to use it again.
Beep, 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 beep.
So if I was worth the shit at this, I would I'd be able to get this, and sometimes I can in 4 scoops, but I know about what 20 ton is just because I've weighed it on our scale. So sometimes it takes me 4.5 scoops because I can't always get the damn thing full. So like that's pretty close, but I'll put a little bit more on would be just perfect. Alrighty. I might, what time is it? 5:23. I'll probably come back for one more and then call it a day, I think. Good math says it all. Oh, it's always the jams that come on when you got to get out. Hopefully that's not 4 seconds. All right, last one for the day. Make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, share it with your friends, and we apologize for not filming anything. It was a really hectic 2 weeks, and just didn't have a lot worth filming. So I'm not gonna walk around the farm show with cameras. Just not that comfortable. All right, talk to you dicks later. Here's the almost finished project. I don't know, I got a little bobcat work to do to knock a few ridges down and get in a few tight spots, but overall it turned out okay. I think I got about 25 loads here. So I've got that all raised back up. I need to get, I don't know, that tree's in the way, but it's sacred, so it's gonna stay for now. Yeah, I don't know. Got a nice little slope there. Everything kind of runs to the middle of all the water runs to the middle of the yard anyway, so it'll work. I need a few more loads through around here on the front side of the shop, and I might try to level this or slope this a little bit so it's not such a drop off. But honestly, a year or two from now, it'll be Mother Nature will take its course. So, but I need to get maybe, I don't know, put some rocks in there, do some other stuff, try to make it proper. I'm no dirt work expert by any means. I'm just kind of a jack of all trades and a master of none. So, not bad for eyeballing it. And like I said, this was all, Skylar and I hauled a bunch of clay and stuff in here last year and put this culvert in. Or maybe it was 2 years ago, honestly. I don't even know, but. So this is a good base. to begin with, and then there was gravel clear out to here, but the weeds kind of overtook a lot of it, so I need to square this off and do a little work here yet. But that's pretty much everything.